Good day everyone, I'm Leander Aranulo from Bsce-1F. My chosen topic is the week number 4 lesson, which is the kinematics. Ano nga ba yung kinematics? According to Google, kinematics is the study of the motion of mechanical points, bodies, and systems without consideration of their associated physical properties and the forces acting on them. The study is often referred to as the geometry of motion, and it models these motions mathematically using algebra. Ibig sabihin ay, ang kinematics ay nakapatukoy sa movement o motion ng isang bagay o pwede din na tao from the initial place that they are or to the place that they stop. So, dito meron tayong mga example na pwede kong maituro sa inyo para matutunan nyo kung paano nga ba mag-solve ng kinematics. For the first example or problem, a motorcycle traveling at 34 meter per second brakes to a stop if the acceleration is negative 5 meter per second squared. How far does the car travel before stopping? If the initial velocity is threefold, what is the stopping distance? Excuse me po. Given ay negative 5 meter per second squared, initial velocity is equals to 34 meter per second, final velocity is 0 meter per second, at ang hinahanap sa first question, yung how far does the car travel before stopping ay yung distance. So, ang formula natin sa distance ay final velocity squared minus initial velocity squared over 2 times acceleration. So, first step, 0 meter per second squared minus 34 meter per second squared over 2 times negative 5. So, yung kakalabasan niya ay 0 meter squared per second squared minus 1,156 meter squared per second squared over negative 10 meter per second squared. Next is negative 1,156 meter squared over or meter squared per second squared over negative 10 meter per second squared. Dito ika-cancel natin yung second, so mawawala na siya. Then yung meter squared over meter, mawawala na yung meter sa denominator, then sa numerator ay may matitirang isa kasi naka-square siya. Yung negative 1,156 over negative 10 is equals to 115.6 meters. Kasi negative divide negative is equals to positive. So, ang ating distance for number 1 question ay 115.6 meters. Dito tayo sa next question sa first problem. If the initial velocity is threefold, what is the stopping distance? Threefold daw yung initial velocity. So, ano nga ba yung value ng initial velocity natin? 34 meter per second, ayun yung single o yung nag-isa nating initial velocity, ita-times natin siya sa 3 kasi sabi sa problem ay threefold. So, 3 times 34 is equals to 102 meter per second. So, ayun ang ating magiging initial velocity. Tapos, distance pa rin naman yung hinahanap. So, ganun pa rin yung formula na gagamitin natin. So, for the step is, first step, 0 meter per second squared minus 102 meter per second squared over 2 times negative 5. So, ang kakalabasan ay 0 meter squared per second squared minus 10,404 meter squared per second squared over negative 10 meter per second squared. So, mawala lang dito yung 0. Next, negative 10,404 meter squared per second squared over negative 10 meter per second squared. dito ika-cancel ulit natin yung seconds tsaka yung meters. So may matitira ulit na meter na isa kasi naka meter squared yung sa numerator, samantalang yung denominator ay naka meter lang. Then negative 10,404 over negative 10 is equals to 1,040.4. So ang ating sagot sa second question for the first problem ay yung 1,440.4 meters. So, sunod tayo sa second problem. Dito, nagkamali ako sa pagkaka-arrange ng mga tanong kasi yung mga sumunod dito na tanong ay yung pang basics lang dapat muna. Bago yon, dapat malaman natin kung paano nga ba i-solve yung DVT formula, which is the distance, velocity, tsaka yung time. Yung velocity, para makuha siya, distance over time. Yung distance naman, para makuha siya, is velocity times time. Yung time naman, para makuha siya, is distance over velocity. So, the second problem, if a person is biking at 9 meters per second, how far can he or she travel in 25 seconds? So, ang given dito ay time is equals to 25 seconds, velocity equals 9 meter per seconds, and distance ay nga yung hinahanap natin. So, yung formula ay distance is equals to velocity times time. So, next, distance equals to 9 meter per second times 25 seconds. So, times yung ginamit natin, ang mangyayari, makakancel natin yung S, yung second kasi similar sila. So, may matitirang meters. So, ang sagot dito is yung distance is equals to 25. Yung sagot dito is magiging distance equals to 225 meters. So, the third problem, a truck can move 60 meters in 4 seconds. What is the truck velocity? So, ito yung given. Time equals 4 seconds. Distance is equals to 60 meters. And velocity, so ay yung hinahanap. Yung formula ay V equals to D over T, or distance over time. Next, velocity equals to 60 meters over 4 seconds. 60 divide 4 is equals to 15. So, ang ating velocity ay equals sa 15 meters per second. And the last problem, a hold-upper ran across the highway at speed of 18 meters per second. If the highway road is 44 meters across, how long does it take for the hold-upper to cross the road? Sa given nito ay distance is equals to 44 meters, velocity ay 18 meter per second, yung time ay yung hinahanap. So, yung formula natin sa time is equals to distance over velocity. So, next is times equals to 44 meters, which is the distance, over 18 meter per second, which is the velocity. 44 divide 18, or 44 over 18 is equals to 2.44. So, ang ating magiging sagot ay time is equals to 2.44 seconds. Dito, makakancel na kasi natin yung meters sa numerator and denominator. So, mawawala sila. And, mangyayari, may matitirang seconds. So, ang ating unit ay seconds. Ayun lang po kung paano magsagot ng kinematics.
So, napili ko po ang lesson ay yung pre-fall. Ito na yung question. Joshua jumped from a diving board 16 feet above the water with an initial velocity of 8 feet per second. So, ang unang gagawin natin is write an equation for Joshua's position. Ang formula na gagamitin natin is yung ST equals negative 16 t squared plus BIT plus SI. So yung given natin is SI, standard initial position, 16 feet, and PI, initial velocity is 8 feet per second. So, ang sabi sa una, write an equation for Joshua's position. So, ang ginawa ko dito is nag-substitute lang ako. So, ST equals negative 16 t squared plus BIT plus SI. So, equals negative 16 t squared plus 8t plus 16. So, yung 8 is yung initial velocity and yung 16 is yung standard initial position. Next naman, write an equation for Joshua's velocity. So, hinanap dito yung velocity. Kinuha ko lang yung answer sa number 1 and then tinimes ko yung exponent sa coefficient and then negative 32t plus 8. And the next is, what is velocity after 2 seconds? So, hinahanap dito yung velocity niya. So, BT equals negative 32 plus 8. Answer natin sa 2. Then, sabi dito 2 seconds. So, negative 32 times 2 plus 8. Negative 32t times 2 is 64. So, since negative yung highest, so minus siya, minus 8. So, yung answer is negative 56 meter per second. Then, number 4, when does he hit the water? So, para malaman kung ilang seconds bago yung hit ang water is ST equals 0. So, in-equal ko muna siya sa 0, yung sinubstitute natin dun sa number 1. So, negative 16 t squared plus 8t plus 16. Then, simplify muna since divisible sila by 8. So, I decide to divide sila sa 8. So, yung answer is 2t squared plus t plus 2 equals 0. So, quadratic formula, substitute lang natin. And then, yung number 5 is, what is velocity impact? So, sa number 5, para lang siyang, sa number 3, hiningi yung velocity. So, BT equals 32t plus 8. So, yung velocity is negative 32t times 2 seconds plus 8. So, equals negative 56 ms or meter per second. So, yun lang. And thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Lucy Lopez from Bsce-1F and in this video I'm going to discuss my chosen topic in physics and one of its example. My chosen topic is projectile. Is a particle that passes a curved path known as trajectory. Here's my example problem. Anna kicks a stone off the edge of a tall cliff. The distance d between the rock and the ground t seconds after being kicked is d equal negative 16t squared minus 56t plus 468. How many seconds elapse before the rock is at height of 520 feet above the ground? Let's substitute 520 for the value of d. Now the equation is 520 equals negative 16t squared plus 56t plus 468. Let's equate the equation to 0 and combine like terms. The equation now is 16t squared plus 56t minus 468 plus 520 equals 0. Then simplify it and the answer is 16t squared plus 56t plus 52 equals 0. Use the quadratic formula to find the value of time. 16t squared plus 56t minus 48 equals 0. T equal negative 56 positive negative square root of 56 parenthesis squared minus 4 times 16 times negative 52 over 2 times 16 equals negative 56. Positive negative square root of 6,464 over 32 equals 0.76 seconds.
Moment of force. This is an example of moment of force. A ball that has a weight of 27 Newton put on the one end of a seesaw. The distance between ball and the pivot is 2.5 meter. Now find the moment. The ball is causing anti-clockwise moment. The given is F or force equals 27 Newton. D or distance from pivot equals 2.5 meters. M or moment is missing. The formula for moment is M equals F multiplied by D. Next is M equals 27 Newton times 2.5 meter. The final answer is M equals 67.5 Newton meter.
Good day guys, I'm Paulo Fajardo and I will give you problems with vectors and its solution. Problem 1. A hiker walks 56 m north and 89 m east. What is his resultant displacement? And the formula is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And the a is 89 and b is 86. So 89 squared plus 56 squared is equals to 6 squared, c squared. And the sum of 89 squared plus 56 squared is equals to 11,057. So this is the value of the c squared. And to get the value of the c, you need to square root the 11,057. So what's the square root of 11,057? And this is 105.15 m north of east. And that is our answer. And we will proceed to the next problem. And then let's go to the problem 2. A football player is hit from behind with a force of 25 Newton north while being hit from the side with a force of 47 Newton west. What is the resultant force on the player? And by applying the Pythagorean theorem, and that is the solution of this a squared plus b squared is equals to c squared, we need to determine what is the c. So let's plot the a, which is the 47n and 47 squared, and then the b, which is 25, and then the solution is 47 squared plus 25 squared is equals to c squared. And the sum of this 47 squared plus 25 squared is equals to 2,834. This is our c squared. And to find the c of this solution, we need to square the sum of the a squared and b squared, which is 2,834. And the square root of it is 53.24, and which is the answer 53.24 north of west. And that's it, the vector.